Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this easel wedding card. It stands on the shelf like that. Side view is like that. That's a better angle, isn't it? It's a bit difficult because the camera's overhead, but it obviously folds flat for posting. Okay, this card is a 6x6 inch. You could do it by 5.5 and by 5.5, but really it's dictated by the width of this bit here. But 6x6 is a nice size, I like that. So I'm going to pop that off to one side. Let's move that over there. And I'll start off by telling you the card sizes that you're going to be needing. I'm going to do Blushing Bride today. Right, the first piece measures 12 inches by 6 inches, which is 30 by 15 centimetres. You'll need another piece of Blushing Bride, which measures 6 inches by 6 inches, which is 15 by 15 centimetres. Then you need two pieces of Very Vanilla, and they measure 5 7/8 inches by 5 7/8 inches, which is 14.7 by 14.7 centimetres. And the Designer Series paper that I've used is called Falling in Love, and you need two pieces that measure 5 3/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, which is 14.4 by 14.4 centimetres. Then you need a small piece of Very Vanilla, which is 2 3/4 inches by 1 3/8 inches, which is 7 centimetres by 3.5, and a piece of Blushing Bride, which measures 2 7/8 inches by 1.5 inches, which is 7.3 by 3.8 centimetres. So that's going to be for our our sentiment. And then for the flowers and the die cuts, let me show you what this is all for. It's for the flowers, this piece, oh no, we've done that one, haven't we? And the die cut here, and the flowers as well. So what you need in total is, right, let's first, for the large flowers, you need 6 pieces that measure 2.5 inches by 3 inches, which is 7 by 8 centimetres. Then for the delicate bits, like the doilies, you need 2 pieces that are 6 inches by 3 inches, which is 15 by 7.5 centimetres. And then you'll need 3 pieces of Very Vanilla that measure 1 3/4 inches. No, that's 6 pieces, sorry. You need 6 pieces that measure 1 3/4 inches by 1.5 inches. Not sure which is which here, but certainly more than enough that I need. Let me just write down here that that was 6 pieces, otherwise I'll put the wrong details in the box below. Right, okay. As always, I'm going to start doing the stamping first. So I need those 2. No, I don't, that's die cutting. I need that one. That's for my sentiment. And then I need for the flowers. And that's it really, isn't it? So if I do the stamping first, and then the die cutting, and then we can put everything together. So to save a bit of time, I have already made 2 of the flowers, but I'm going to show you how I did one of them. To start off with, we'll do the, no, I'll tell you what, let me show you the stamp sets we're going to be using, and also the dies. Once I've done that, then I'm not likely to get into trouble because I've forgotten. Right, first of all, Better Together, I'm using this sentiment here. It says, "Here's to a great wedding and an even better life together," which I thought was rather nice. And then I'm going to use Special Reason, and I'm using this flower and this flower. And then the Stylish Stems, which goes with the Special Reason stamp set, I'm going to be using those two and that one and that one. And then this is the So Detailed Thinlits, and I'm going to be using this one. Okay, so I've done that bit. It's just that there's quite a lot of bits and pieces to this card, and I'm just trying to make sure that I don't forget anything. So first of all, the flowers, and I'm going to use Blushing Bride ink, which the flowers may come up a slightly different colour to the two that I've already done, because after I did those two I re-inked my stamp pad. Now the stamps on these don't give a total solid stamp. Oh, that's come up blotchy like that because I've just inked this. But it doesn't matter, I'm not going to worry about that because a lot of it does get covered up. Let's see if that happens with this smaller one, because this one's on top, so it would matter somewhat more. No, that's alright. Let me show you that stamp, see what I mean. You see that's got, it's very grey, it's not a solid stamp, and that's the way this has been made, so that it is, I would describe that as being mottled really, I think. But it's not totally solid, so don't think there's anything wrong with your stamps. That one's actually irritating me, so I'm going to redo it. Better. I'm going to go with it this time. So I'll go with this one, not that one. Let's, I mean, we will go with that one. Let's just get rid of the bad one. I will have a look at that later to find out why that's gone like that. I mean, this one's perfectly okay. So those two are okay. And now I need to do my sentiment. Now I've only done one piece for this. I'm not giving myself a second bite at the cherry. First go. Got to get it right. Right, now if I get that lined up straight onto my grid paper there, and without getting my head too far forward, I hope. Let's see how far I can go. Alright, okay. That, I think, is a little bit crooked. Right, let's have a look. I don't think that's too bad. Let me see what it looks like once it's lined up there. Does that look okay? I think that's alright. Right, okay, so that's the only stamping that I need to do. So I'll bring the Big Shot up. The only reason I've got so much left over here is because I did actually cut everything as if I was going to do the flowers. Right. Now what you need to do with these, this is an absolutely brilliant die set. Well, bundle actually, because you need these to go with it. But first of all we're going to die cut this, and I'm going to be using my magnetic plate for these bits, because once I've got it lined up I don't want to take the chance of it moving. So there's that one, and then I'm going to do this one. Right, so that's that one, and then with this one I'm going to pop it on there, And with this one, I'll get a piece of that paper back. I'm going to pop it on there. Right, I'm going to crank that through. Right. Now first of all I'm going to look at these two. So that's okay. Alright, so that's my flower for that one. Yes, I need that again, don't I? And this one. Okay, so that's good. And then this one, I'm very carefully see if it's cut all the way through. Yes, that has. Make sure that one's cut all the way through. Yes, it has. So let me just brush those bits off. And the next bit of die cutting, I'm going to use my new platform. I'll just bring that one over. So this is my new platform and my thin die adapter. Now this one, chances are I'm going to have to put it through twice. But I need those pieces first, so let's just push that off to the side for a moment. Bring this in. Let's run that over. Get rid of these little pieces. Won't be needing that again. Right, now this is the piece that I need now. And I need this one. Don't need that one. And I need that one. Okay, so get rid of those. I'll bring this back again. Now what I need to do is to line this up. I wonder if that will go sideways. It's obviously easier to line it up if it's straight. And that one could go there, that's fine. Right, you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to line this up around the edge of the flower. It would help if I had it up the right way, wouldn't it? You're probably all sitting there laughing. Oh, for goodness sake, Jan, what are you like? Right, no, come on, concentrate. Oh, there we go. I can't believe that I've struggled with that so much, considering I've been doing it all day. Right, let's see if we can get this one first time. There we go. That's what it should be like. Right, now my other cutting mat. There we go. Right, without letting those move. Right. So now I have these and they fit on brilliantly on top of these ones. So how clever is that? And this one will fit brilliantly on top of this one. And I'll show you an easy way of how to match the two up. That really is very easy. Right, so get rid of those. And now this is the one where I really needed this platform for. There's this one here. And, oh, that was silly, wasn't it? That was one of the two pieces that I needed for my... no, it doesn't matter because I've already done one. Right. as I was trying to say before I interrupted myself, this is the die where it's good to use this platform underneath, because chances are it won't cut first time. Now, having said that, it may well do. If it doesn't, what I want to do is to turn it 90 degrees and just run it through again, which is what I tend to do anyway. It's a lot easier to do that and trying, if it falls apart while you're checking to see whether it's done underneath or not, it's a lot easier just to turn it around and give it another cut. In fact, there's one or two of those that I'm not totally convinced have cut, so I am just going to give it another run through. Again, I'm putting it at a different angle, which is really the secret of, if it doesn't work first time, turn the die and the paper so it's in a different position. Oh, that's beautiful. Yep. Okay, so I'll tidy that up later. Don't really want to waste time now doing it. And bring this in. A gentle little run over with the brush. And that should be clean. Yep, that's lovely. Everything's gone. And everything, oh no, there's one there. Where's my paper piercer? There's just one little piece there. There we go. Right, so that's nice and clean. Let's just get rid of these pieces. Now we can put our card together. Well, there's one other bit that we could do before we do that. I like to round my corners on this one. It's not something that I normally do, but I do think that on here it's a good idea. Plus the fact it would help if we scored this as well, wouldn't it? So, with our scoring board, we are going to score at 3 inches and 6 inches, which is, I did write it down, I know I did. Oh yes, 15 centimetres and 7.5 centimetres. Okay, so inches is 3 and 6, and centimetres 7.5 and 15. Right, so fold that in half. Use your bone folder to get a nice crisp fold. And then fold on the 3-inch mark as well. Right, using my Project Life corner rounder, I'm going to have to look at my card to make sure that I do all of the pieces here. So first of all, I'm going to do these corners here, okay, the folded one, and then I'm going to do these two here. Right, just make sure that you get that in nice and straight and you'll get beautifully rounded corners. Right, now the next pieces that you'll need to do is decide which piece of this you're going to have as your top piece and which piece is going to be your bottom piece. Okay, so I'm just double checking to make sure all of these are going to line up. This is the one I want at the bottom. Just make sure that I haven't made any mistakes with cutting. No, I'm not quite sure which way round I want that. I think I'll go for that way. So that's going to be that one. And so that's, no, it's that one, isn't it? Because this one's going to be the one that's going to be standing up, the easel part. So that's what I want there, and this is going to be at the base. Make sure that's all okay. Yep, that's lining up. So now I'm going to punch corner round all of these. And I'm going to take my time with this and hopefully finish up with lots of nice round corners. Right, and keep these two pieces at the base there so I know which is which. Okay, and now these three pieces I'll keep together as well. Oops. That. I will need that again, but I can do this bit as well, can't I? I'm also going to corner around these pieces. Now this one can be a little bit more tricky because it's smaller. Very easy not to get this straight. Here we go, that's all right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put those two pieces together, those two together, and these two. And of course there are no prizes for guessing what glue I'm going to be using. Good old Tombow. But you can use whatever is your favourite. Have I got any tweezers here? I must have. Okay, I can't see those. Let's find another pair from round here. They're probably right under my nose, I know me. Oh, I know what I've forgotten to do. Before you do that, if you take your Wink of Stella pen and just paint the width of the brush all the way round so that you've got a nice edging, a glittery edge. It can be done afterwards, it's not that difficult. It's just this way is easier. Right, let's do that. I'll bring this one over. There we go. Don't know if you can see that that's sparkling, can you? Yes, you can. Look at that. Lovely. Really nice. Okay, so that's that. Let's adhere these card pieces together. Makes quite a lot of difference, doesn't it, this corner rounder. It's nice having these butterflies on the back because it tells you which direction your pattern is meant to be going in. There we go. Next we're going to put some ribbon around these, and we're going to pop these on because I'd already made one of these earlier on, and I will need this time. The ribbons that I'm using this one, which is very vanilla stitched satin ribbon, and also our lace trim as well. So we need 2 pieces of each that measure that. It's about 7 inches, I suppose, which would make sense, wouldn't it? So that's 2 of those, and then 2 of these. Looks a bit, it's got a bit of a mark on it there. Oh, and that one. I think what I might do is turn that over and use the other side. Don't know why that's happened. And it's probably me being messy. Right. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to adhere this onto here, but I want to know what is approximately halfway. So if I put this between the 6 inches and then just measure at 3 and then follow the line across, whoops, so we know that's that one. And then I'm going to do the same for this line, this sheet. Just lining that up there. Make sure I put them back on the right side. Okay. Now I don't go to the trouble of putting glue all over this. I make sure that I've done all the top piece up here, and then I just choose a few of the areas where the cardstock is a bit thicker than in other areas. I have to say there aren't that many of them. But I have found it's quite enough for this card. Okay, so that should be enough there. So what I'm going to do, oops, is pop that down to line up. That doesn't look very straight to me. Quick, quick, where's your ruler? Right, that's straight. Didn't really do a very good job there, did I? My pencil marks. And it looks like my eye has done better than the pencils. So there we go. But that one's alright. Let me just double check this one before I do it. This one's probably okay because this was the first one I did. Right, that's okay. That's fine. So let's do the other one. There we go, that should be fine. And just pop this across as well. There we go. Now to put the ribbon together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my snail, and I'm just putting little, is that going on? There we go. It's probably about 1/2 inch every 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to line this up, and I make sure that I've got the same amount of this little loopy bit showing below the ribbon underneath. So that tells me that I'm in a straight line. Okay. So next, to adhere that onto my card, I'm going to put snail along here. Then I'm going to put this on here, and I'm just making sure it's going to cover up those pencil marks. And I'm going to move this up to my thick line. Make sure I'm straight here and straight there. And that's going just over, and that's just going straight over. Lovely. So now I'm going to put a little bit of snail here. And tuck that over. Okay. Right, so that's the top one. So I'm going to do the same on this one. Make sure I get the ribbon the same way. Little 1/2 inch stretches of snail. And then put the ribbon on. Again, making sure the little loopy bits are exposed the same amount all the way along. There we go, so that's that one done. Let's move that over. And put snail on the top here. And again I'm going to cover up the pencil marks. Make sure that's straight. They were really quite way out, those pencil marks. There we go. Yep, that's fine. Now I'm going to put snail at the back here. And here. Now this one I'm going to adhere onto the base of my card. If you find that this happens to you, just put a little bit more snail on top. You will be putting some other adhesive, whatever adhesive you use to put this onto here, put an extra amount on there. Okay, so I've got my extra Tombow there. There we go. Feels quite strange working with such large pieces of cardstock. There we go, that's that one. So what happens is when you stand your card up, the ribbon will stop it from sliding forward. Okay, so that's that one. Now we're going to pop this one onto the pink. That's not done either. Let's give that another little bit. That looks a bit loose. Just make sure I get some Tombow on there. There we go. That's it. Now this one's going to be adhered on here, like that. Now the weight of that's going to hold that in place, whereas that one kept springing back on its own, but it won't once we've got this piece on. So I'm going to put Tombow all over this. Again, whatever you want to use, whether it's snail or fast fuse or tear and tape. And then when you put this on, be careful that you don't get this bit here that's going to be exposed touching onto the wet glue. So as you bring it over, bring it downwards like that. There we go. And then make sure that that all lines up. That's it. A bit of glue escape there. That's it. That's what I like about Tombow. You get that little bit of time to move your paperwork, if you, your cardstock, if you need to. Right, just need that to stick down really well now. If you find any of this is still a bit sticky, either this because you've the Tombow has escaped sideways, first of all try with your adhesive remover, the rubber. If that doesn't do it, then just go over it with your embossing buddy, especially this bit up here. If you think that the snail that you've put on is sticky, your embossing buddy will take the sticky away from that. There we go. So that's going to look good. Now what I need to do is put my flower together. I'll show you what I do with this. Okay, so I've got 4 here. So first of all, I'm going to curl them around my pencil. These obviously be very gentle with. And then this one as well. Now I said to you about the easy way of getting these lined up. What I do is I look for bananas. I know that sounds crazy, but on here, we'll pretend this is my paper pierce. Oh, I can see it. You see these petals here? This one here is like a banana. Okay, and if you hold that the right way, that one's a banana too. Okay, so if you put that banana on top of that banana, straight away you're lined up. You might need to turn it, swivel it one way or the other, but apart from that you are the right way round. And the same with this one, there's a banana on there as well. So what I do first of all is I put glue into the circle there, look for my banana, just swivel that until I've got it into the right position. Right, where did I see my paper piercer? Okay, and just push round there to make it go down. And then with this one, that circle, just make sure it goes over to that circle. Approximately is close enough. In fact, I know what I've forgotten again. But that's alright, I can show you the cheats way of doing it. And then on this one, I just do the outside of the circle. I don't do the inside. Okay, like that. And again, I'm going to look for the banana. This one here is the banana. Okay. Oops. And this one here is a banana. So if you line banana up like that and then just swivel it, brilliant, absolutely spot on, no fluffing around. Now in the centre of that I'm going to put one of these embellishments, which is coming with the Falling in Love suite. I can't believe that I have just 2 left of these. I've used all of mine, so I'm going to have to go for a second set. Okay, so that goes in like that. Now the thing that I've forgotten to do is I like the pink flower to be painted with my Wink of Stella. Now if you do what I do and forget, it's quite easy just to put your brush in there and paint it. It gets a little bit tight when you're trying to come around the bottom of the smaller flower, but it is doable. The thing is with Wink of Stella, if it goes somewhere that you hadn't actually planned it to go, in fact I'm moving that, I haven't allowed the ink, the glue long enough to dry. Okay, and then if it goes in places where you don't want it to go, it doesn't really matter, it's just adding an extra bit of glitter. But it is more sensible if you do the Wink of Stella before you put your flowers together. This is the 9th one I've done like this, and all 9 of them I've forgotten to do this before I put the flowers together. This does add so much to it though. It's not the kind of thing I would say, oh, I'm not going to bother then. Right, okay, so these are my 3 flowers. That's my sentiment. And now I'm going to put dimensionals on all of them. Right, if I put the flowers upside down the right way round, and my sentiment upside down, back to front, and I'm going to do 3 dimensionals on each flower. When you've got the flower, the back of the flowers facing you, you can see the little circle where you've been putting Tombow. So it's quite easy to know where to put the dimensionals. And with the sentiment, I do 1 in each corner and then 1 in the centre, just to make sure that that doesn't dip down. Right, so bring my card back in again. First of all, I do my sentiment. Okay, just make sure I get that up here straight. Okay, and then a flower. Just going, I feel that that's the bottom of the flower, so I want to tilt the flower slightly. I'm going to tilt this one that way slightly. I did think about putting another sentiment. That's silly, you put that in the wrong place. It's not going on the top. Please don't damage. Oh, that's a close shave, wasn't it? Okay, right. Put the flower at an angle down there. And then tilt that one sideways that way. Just get rid of all of these bits and pieces. And then my final thing is I'm going to just put some rhinestones just in the centre of the 3 flowers here. Right, I'm going into what I think is the centre of the flowers. I know it's debatable, but I think with these 3 rhinestones it draws your eye to it and it makes it look more like a flower. So there we go. And of course you can fluff your flowers up as much as you like now. I hope you liked today's project. I feel really quite pleased with it. Unfortunately I can't display it properly for you. I can tilt it but then it starts falling over. But 2 brilliant sets that we have with the dies and the stamp sets, really lovely. Anyway, I hope you decide to give this a try. Lovely little project. Many thanks for joining me today. If you have any comments or any questions, please leave a note in the comment box below or email me at janb@janbcards.com. I'm always very happy to help you. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, there'll be a link in the box below, and that'll take you straight to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. I will put the measurements and the products that I've used on the screen, but if you can't see them because of the device you're watching them on, I'll put them all in the box below. All you need to do is click on show more and the box will pop open and I'll put everything in there for you. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'd be really very happy. Just click on the subscribe button. And finally, don't forget, we are going through Sale-a-bration at the moment, which means for every £45 you spend on your order, not including delivery, you can choose a gift from the Sale-a-bration catalogue. Very good time of year with Stamping Up. If you don't have catalogues and you'd like them, you don't have a Stamping Up demonstrator of your own, please contact me and I'll be more than happy to send them to you. I have them in English, French and German. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.